Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CM Trading. And today is April 3rd, 2023, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights once again, the technology stocks lift the markets higher. We're going to take a look at that. But first, looking at the major economic events of today. So at 4 p.m. South African time out of the United States, we have an ISM Manufacturing PMI numbers coming out. Now looking at the various markets, we are seeing a rotation starting out with the Forex symbols, the US dollar get stronger versus the major pairs. Now looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both rip higher. Now looking at commodities, gold retraces to support while oil has a gap up to $79 a barrel. Now looking at the stocks, it was the tech stocks once again that lifted us, but specifically Cisco, Intel, and Facebook all making new highs for the year. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So this is exactly what we were looking for. We were looking for a retracement for the EURUSD, and we got it. Okay, it was right at resistance-ish level. If we look here, you could see it quite clearly. We almost hit that 110-ish level last week, and then we just faltered, and we're right now trading at 108.12. Now, I don't want to celebrate this to say, oh, it's going to completely go and break down now. What I think is going to happen is that we're going to consolidate at this upper range, at least for now, okay? And that's what's going to happen for now. And so we're going to keep an eye on this as this continues to unfold. Now, looking at the other major pairs, looking at the GBP USD, also did retrace, okay? The dollar getting stronger here. Now, we have some major news coming out this week, especially that we have non-farm payroll on Friday. So this may change, but I think we're just going to be consolidating here at these areas. Looking at the Australian dollar also did shift on the downside. Not a big shift, okay? Australian dollar is not trading tremendously here, but it's interesting to see the dollar getting stronger versus the two major pairs of the euro, the GBP, and watch this, the Japanese yen. And the Japanese yen has been getting stronger altogether, but you could see here, dollar getting to 133 versus the yen. That's a nice pivot on the upside. So keep an eye on this as this is still unfolding. Looking at gold, it is retracing here to 1956. It's on the bottom range here. As we can see, it's consolidating at this upper range, but 1956 is a support-ish area. 1950 is closer to it, but this is something to keep an eye on for later today. Now, looking at crude oil, look at this gap up this morning. I'm going to take a look at this 4-hour chart. Big gap to the upper side, and this took us to $64. So it's a $15 range for the past 2 weeks. That's incredible, really incredible. That's a very important event. So keep that in mind that we do have resistance at $80 a barrel. So this may be a nice opportunity for a short, at least in the short term. But keep an eye on this as this is still unfolding. Now looking at the U.S. markets, let's take a look at it. U.S. markets, Dow Jones rips to 33,500. Okay, beautiful pivot upwards. Remember, we went down to 31,700, and back in October, we went to 28,500. So this has really been a tremendous trade for us on the upside. Now, we are hitting resistance at this 35,500, so keep an eye on this because this may retrace at these levels. If it does break higher, though, we could go to 34,000 easy. Okay, this is something to consider as the stocks are also NASDAQ ripping through the roof here to 13,270. Okay, another one that has really taken us by surprise on the upside. What's not surprising is the fact that the stocks have gone and they've followed the markets higher. Okay, if we look at Intel, look at that. Once again, it was a gap and a gap and go. It was gap, go, gap again, and go. That's showing some tremendous strength here to $32 a share. Now looking at Cisco also making new highs for the year and showing some strength here. If we look at Facebook as well, going to 210. Okay, that's a really important element here as this is getting into some major resistance area and it may find itself just topping out. Now this month of April, is a big corporate earnings month. So we're going to have a lot of corporate earnings this month. So maybe just like they're bringing it up to set it off a little bit later. Could be, but this is what's happening for right now. And you got to respect it. Okay, looking at Apple also followed through to 164. And so did Microsoft for that matter. Didn't make new highs, but it still followed through on the upside. So there's some tremendous strength when it's come to the technology stocks. Lastly, looking at Bitcoin, just really unchanged in this area. We've been trading through this area through the most of March, middle of March, the beginning of March, as we, went to this 28,000-ish area. And we've just been really just trugging along those for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks in this area. So nothing is really certain which way it's going to go. I don't like this because it's very, very thin, and it could, on a dime, either lift you up higher or lift you down. But until that happens, just pay attention to it, okay? Because if it does get to that point and you're a day trader, this is a really great opportunity. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.